Okay, good morning, everyone. Welcome to LisaBug Yoga. We're in the month of June 2023, June 1st. Does anybody's family say rabbit, rabbit? I never heard of that, but my sister and her husband do rabbit, rabbit. They try to be the first person to say that on the first day of the month. So my mom was up last night at midnight and she texted all of us girls and she said, rabbit, rabbit. So she won the game. Anyway, rabbit, rabbit to you. It's the first day of the month of June. We are going to focus on good posture because this is how our society is starting to get, right? This forward head, rounded shoulders, and not too attractive. So we are going to work on opening up the front of the shoulders, strengthening the upper back, a lot of chest expansion today. But if you have shoulder issues, I want you to be very mindful of the range of motion that you move through. I have brought my chair out today. We are going to use it as a prop. If you don't have a chair close by, something that you can support your hand here for a couple of different positions. Also, yoga strap is really important. If you don't have one, grab a hand towel or a belt or a necktie, and then your block and maybe a blanket for comfort. So you can either sit in your chair for first portion of the class or come on down to an easy cross-leg pose and have your strap right from the get-go. And I love sitting up on the blanket because it really does elevate the pelvis. If you have tight hips, it allows your knees to open out a little bit more. We're just going to take that yoga strap and bring it into both hands. And if we hold our hands a little bit wider than shoulders distance apart, even though the strap isn't stretchy, I want you to imagine that you're pulling it apart. So contract the muscles of your upper back, back of the shoulders, triceps, and put some tension on the yoga strap. Just keep it on a scale of 1 to 10. Linda, volume is quiet today. Wow, and right up next to my microphone there. Let me just see if I can make it a little bit better. I'm just going to take my speaker right underneath that microphone. I hope that's better, and I'll speak louder as well. Okay, so we're creating tension on the strap, and if you imagine on a scale of 1 to 10, I want you pulling out at about a 4. So this isn't total force, but it's not light either. So maybe a 4 or a 5. Then we are going to draw a clock. So if I bring my hands down a little, this is 6 o'clock. If I come over to this right side, it's 3 o'clock. If I come up above my head, we have 12 o'clock, and then 9 o'clock, and back to 6 o'clock. To the right, and up, to the left, and down. And I'm not moving my spine. So it's just the shoulders making a circular action, keeping the tension on the strap at about a 4. One more time around just with the shoulders. And then keep going that direction and add the turning of the spine. So go way over, back up to the center, way over, and down. We'll do 3 times this direction with rotation of the spine. And it's not necessary to come all the way above the head if that's not comfortable. You're finding a pain-free range of motion. All right, pause for a moment, relax, maybe roll your shoulders a couple times, loosen up any tension, and then we'll create that pull on the strap at 6 o'clock without turning your spine. Just take your arms to 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and 6 o'clock. So this is a fair amount of work as well as warming up and range of motion. If you're pulling out at a consistent 4 or 5, you should be feeling that work in the muscles of the shoulders, triceps, into the upper back, maybe even your forearms. Let's come one more time around. Then we'll rotate our spine all the way and up and turn and down 2 more times. And as always, when we're twisting, we have a long spine, a neutral spine, and then relax that tension. Take your hands a little bit wider on the strap. So we'll put some tension about a level 4, go from 6 o'clock to 12 o'clock, and see if you can maybe even go back a little further. So explore your range of motion in shoulder flexion. When we go beyond the midline, it's hyperflexion. And up. And you're creating that consistent tension on the yoga strap. We'll add a side bend. So bring the arms up to whatever level is good for you. Pull on that right side of the strap to drag your body to the right. Come back up to 12 o'clock and then lower your arms down. Let's add a breath. Inhale. To the left side. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more each side. Consistent tension on the yoga strap, almost pulling with that right side and resisting with the left side. And I am really starting to feel challenging work in my shoulders. I think after 1 more each side, I'm definitely going to need a little bit of a break there. And 1 more to that left side. And relax down. Good, just let those shoulders relax a bit. We are going to add a twist to that sequence. If your shoulders are getting tired, just pull out at a level 2 or 3, so you can change the intensity of this and direct it the way that feels best for you. So we'll come up, inhale. Side stretch, exhale. Stay here, inhale. Exhale, turn your body down toward the floor. Inhale to open back out. Exhale to come up and then relax your arms. Breathe in. Side stretch, breathe out. Stay here, breathe in. Rotate, breathe out. Open, breathe in. Come up, breathe out. And relax your arms for a breath. Just 1 more on each side. Inhale. Side stretch. Inhale here. Twist, exhale. Inhale, open. Exhale, come up. Lower the arms for a full breath. 1 last rep. Bring it in. Exhale it out. Hold, breathe in. Rotate, breathe out. Open, breathe in. Come up, breathe out. And lower the arms down. Set your yoga strap down and you're going to do a circle up and around to the back, and then from the back up and around to the front. So this first time, for a couple of reps, we're going to do it without our strap, because if you feel any pain at all, I want you to be able to make that circle as small as you need to work through this range of motion. Then if you think you feel comfortable using your yoga strap for this, you're going to need a lot of room on the strap to be able to keep some gentle tension and to be able to go all the way around. So start wide first and come up. See if you can go behind you. If it's too tight, don't force it. Then come back up and around to the front. So you can let out a little bit more tension, or you can cinch up a little bit. And go slow through those areas where you know you're tightest. You can also bend your elbows a fair amount as well. And if the yoga strap is just too much, just arm circles without it is great. And let's do 2 more. No straining the shoulders, just stretching. And last one. And relax. Let's release that yoga strap to the floor, roll the shoulders a couple of times. And then we'll come into eagle arms. So we start with the arms expanded. Take a breath in. As you exhale, cross your right arm on top of your left. So with eagle, we can just hug the shoulders, or we can hug the right arm across the chest. Or we can loop underneath those elbows and rotate our hands to face one another, the palms touching. So if this isn't sustainable for you to hold this, then I want you to take one of the other 2 positions. And we'll just turn our head to the right side and then pull the elbows over to the left. Then look to the left side and pull the elbows over to the right. Come back to center. Unravel the arms. Inhale, open, expand. Exhale, crossing left arm over right. Option 1 is to hold a hug. Option 2, to hold the left arm across. Option 3, to wrap in eagle. We'll start by looking to the left, bringing the elbows across to the right. And then look to the right, elbows across to the left. And back to center. Unravel the arms, inhale, open. Exhale, the arms come down. We're going to take a variation of thread the needle using our chair. If you don't have a chair, you can come to your hands and knees and do a regular thread the needle. But I do like it with the chair. So let's try. Come up to your chair. Your feet are about hips distance apart. We're going to bring the hands down toward the top of the chair level. Just a little bit of weight in your hands, not completely loaded. Put your right hand behind the back of your head, and we will rotate our elbow up toward the ceiling and then back down to about neutral. So those of you that have shoulder issues might want to stay with the arm bent. You can also have the hand across the front of your body and just turn your spine up this way. Your other option is to let that right arm dangle down and rotate and reach that arm up, look toward the hand, and then lower it down. Inhale and exhale. 3 more. Big breath in, 2 more. And last one. And we'll reach our right arm out long in front of us. Take our left leg back off the floor. We have a standing bird dog, or if you're on your hands and knees, you'll do kneeling bird dog. Now, if you are standing, you might be able to take also your left hand off the chair and balance in warrior 3. If you're on your knees, just keep that bird dog position. All right, come back down, all fours. We'll take a breath in to rise up, come into chest expansion, goalpost arms, and a tiny back bend. Lift your heart up. You can come back toward your chair. Right hand stays on the chair. Left hand goes behind the head for option 1. We rotate the elbow up and we come down. Another option, the hand is across the heart and we rotate the shoulder up. Or the arm is fully extended and we lift. 4 more repetitions. Generous breath in. See if you can find a little bit more range each time. Equal weight distribution into both feet or both knees if you're doing your kneeling thread the needle. And 1 more. And extend your left arm straight ahead. You'll pick up your right leg up off the floor. Standing bird dog. And then if you have the balance, the right hand comes off the floor as well, warrior 3. Oh, I like that the back of my chair is right there. I can bring my fingertips. You don't have to have your arms straight forward in warrior 3. You can have hands at your heart or behind you. Let your shoulders be your guide. And then we'll come back down. Drop that foot to the mat. Soften your knees. Inhale, come up. Goalpost arms, lift the heart, open the chest. Draw your shoulder blades back. And then bring both hands back down to the chair. Start to walk your feet back behind you and come into a down dog with your hands on the chair. Or you can do it on your mat, but my idea here is to not have a lot of pressure in your arms to get a really good shoulder stretch. And just let that upper body sink down. Without that need of your shoulders supporting you, we can focus a little bit more on flexibility and range of motion of the shoulders. And we'll keep our right hand on the chair and take your left hand across toward your right ankle and start to pull and rotate your body. This can be done on the mat as well in your down dog. It's a little bit more challenging. But same thing with your hand on the floor. Hold a couple of breaths in our twist. And I'm looking underneath the armpit if possible. Now, if you have limits in the amount you can lift your arm above your head, yours might look more above your shoulder as you're looking. Make it feel comfortable for you. And then bring your left hand back to the chair. And your right hand comes across toward the ankle and we twist. Equal weight distribution in both feet, which means we're not twisting our pelvis, we are just twisting our spine. And both hands back out onto the chair. Take one more stretch here for the lats and the chest. And then we'll come into forward fold by just releasing your hands from the top of the chair and folding down. And you can also have your hands on the chair and just walk your feet forward for your forward fold. If it feels better for you to use your chair as a prop. So hopefully you are within reaching distance of your yoga strap. So I'm going to bend my knees a little bit, take a hold of that strap, and then roll the back up. And then just bring the yoga strap behind the neck so it's easily accessible whenever we need that yoga strap. Let's take a step with our left foot forward, our right foot back into a warrior one. So in warrior one, it's a closed hip pose, so we have both hips facing the top edge of our mat. Back foot has a little bit of turnout and the heel is down to the mat. So let's take our yoga strap and bring it behind our back. And so when we hold the strap here, we can hold our arms any distance apart. Now I want you to put maybe a level 3 or 4 tension on your yoga strap. And then start to lift your arms up any amount on an inhale and lower on an exhale. You might say, well, I could get a little farther if I open my hands wider. So just kind of play with the distance your hands are apart to be able to lift and lower. Chest stays nice and upright, shoulders are over hips. 2 more repetitions with the breath. This last one, we will hold the arms up. Now you can stay upright if this feels better for you, or we can start to bow this into a humble warrior, where our shoulder comes down toward the knee, our head starts to drop, and the arms begin to lift higher. And if you don't have a strap, you can do this with hands clasped as well, or maybe that's even a better stretch for you today. Now staying here a couple more breaths, you can also straighten out your front knee a little more to make this more of a pyramid pose and a deeper hamstring stretch. And then soften, put a little bend in that knee, push yourself back up to stand. And release the yoga strap from behind your back, just place it around your neck. And then we'll bring our hands forward, cross your right wrist on top of your left, then turn your hands to face each other so you can interlace your fingers. And push the knuckles forward. Drop your chin down to your chest and feel a little stretch right through the upper back and the back of the neck. This is also a nice counter stretch from our chest expansion we just did in the last pose. And bring your head back up to neutral. Release the clasp of the hands, allow your arms to relax. And we'll switch our lead leg, stepping forward with the right foot and back with the left. Take your time to get a nice stance. It doesn't have to be too long of a distance between the front and back foot. And your stance should be as if you were standing on railroad tracks, not on a balance beam. So you want to have some separation in the distance between your feet. Let's take our yoga strap behind the back. Finding a comfortable distance apart with the arms. Roll the shoulder blades back and together, lift the heart. And on an inhale, lift the arms up any amount. Exhale and come down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Staying in a safe range of motion for you. We're not necessarily going for our deepest maximum here. This is just comfortable range of motion for the shoulders. Two more. Then lift up and hold. You can stay upright or slowly start to bow, bringing the shoulder down, the arms lifting a little bit higher. So sometimes this feels a little easier to lift our arms because we've lost essentially the pull of gravity to some degree to lift our arms up. Sometimes that gravity is assisting us to bring the arms even further over the head. And we can straighten out the front knee to make this a hamstring stretch. One more breath. Then put a bend in that front knee. Push with the front leg. Draw the body upright. Release the yoga strap around your neck. Take the arms forward. Now your left wrist is on top of the right. Flip your palms to face each other. Interlace your fingers. Push your knuckles forward. Open up your shoulder blades and drop your chin toward your chest. Inhale to lift the head up, separate the hands. Exhale, release the arms by your side. Step the back foot forward. And then take a long step back with whichever foot is going to bring you to face the camera forward here in a wide leg position. So from here, I'll cue this side as being the right and this side as being the left. Let's take a hold of that yoga strap. Your feet are fairly wide, the toes turned out. And we're going to flow through one of the stretches we did in the warm-up. Put a little tension on the strap. We'll breathe in. Side stretch to the right, breathe out. And breathe in. Lowering the arms, breathe out. One more to the left side. Now we'll adjust our stance with the right foot turning out, the left foot turning in a little bit. Bend your right knee, warrior two, and your chest is facing forward. So we want to get this knee to pull back, to track as best as we can, to align it over the ankle. If your hips are really tight, That might mean you can't get your chest directly forward. The knee's going to come in. So if you need to, start here first, get this alignment correct, and then just place your chest in whatever position that you can face forward. Let's take our yoga strap. Breathe in. Toward the bent knee, breathe out. This is side angle pose. Breathe in to come up. Side bend to the left. Reverse warrior. 2 more each direction. Now, if this is too strenuous, on your back, on your shoulders, let go of the strap and do your traditional style of side angle, which would be to support here on the thigh and stretch, and then to come back and stretch. Let's actually get 1 more each direction. So you have that choice of level of intensity. Inhale up, exhale the arms down, and we'll switch the stance of the feet, turning the right foot in, left foot out. Then we'll start to build the foundation of the pose from this leg. So we want the knee over the ankle, and then we turn our spine any way that we can face it forward. Let's breathe in toward the bent knee. Breathe out. And breathe in. Lower the arms. Inhale to the back leg. Breathe in and down. We'll do 3 more. Remember, you can take your side angle pose. And your reverse warrior. 2 more. If you have the strap, you're keeping a little bit of tension, pulling about a level 4. And 1 more each side. And down. Good. Pivot both feet forward. Inhale the arms up. Exhale and come all the way down to release your strap to the floor and to hold a wide leg stretch. Now, if you'd like to position your chair in front of your body, just for demonstration and pulling around, you can have it right in front of you to support. You can also have a block in front of you to support if reaching the floor is a little bit difficult today. And your block has those 3 different sides, so we can go high, down to the middle, down to the low. And then with your left hand on the prop that you're choosing to use or on the ground, we'll twist open to the right. And you can choose those options with your right hand. So you can bring it across your chest. We'll go to the right again. You can bring it behind your head, or you can fully extend the arm. Two more. This last one, we'll hold it up at the top. See if you can turn your gaze way up toward the sky. And lower the right hand down. Choosing your posture on the left, you can have the hand behind the head, lifting the elbow. Or across the chest, lifting the shoulder. Yeah, I've never tried that, but I really actually like it. Or sweep the arm all the way up. Two more repetitions. And bring it up, and we'll hold here a couple of slow breaths. And lower down. All right, have your yoga strap close by, and we are going to come down onto our belly. So I'm going to turn toward the front of my mat, walk my hands around, and then bring my knees back. So we're going to work on Locust, and you might like to use your yoga strap behind your back. So lower yourself all the way down. Take your time to come onto your front side. Take your feet about hips distance apart. Straighten your legs nice and active. And then we'll bring our hands behind us with our palms facing up toward the ceiling. Using the muscles of the back, lift your chest up and push your hands down into the floor. And then release it down. The chest lifts, the hands push down. And then lower. And let's lift the chest up, hold it up any amount, and lift your arms up and down. So here's where you can take that yoga strap, put a little bit of a tension on the strap, and lift the arms up and down. Both are fine with or without the strap. The benefit of the strap is you can pull outward and create that tension. Try to keep the chest up as you're lifting. And if you'd like, you can lift your legs up. 3 and 2 and 1. Release the strap. You can make a pillow for your forehead, but bringing your arms forward, just relaxing your head down. Or you can keep your arms next to the side of the body and turn your head one direction, resting on a cheek. So we're going to come into Dolphin pose. And it's another pose that excuse me, puts a fair amount of stress on the shoulder. So if you need to come up off the floor and come and use your chair for Dolphin, please do so. So we'll come up onto our elbows and start from the hands and knees. So the way we set up our Dolphin is if you take your hands and you crisscross them right here in front, you should be able to grab your biceps with your hands, and that tells you your elbows are the correct distance apart. Once you have that position, then interlace your hands to make a little triangle right in front of your body. Now we'll tuck our toes to lift the knees up off the mat. And then keep lifting the hips nice and high until your legs are straight, or as straight as you can get them. And walk your feet in toward you so you have a nice V shape with your body, little teepee. So your head should not be touching the ground. You want to push with your shoulders to keep your head lifted. And this can be done quite easily on the chair without a lot of pressure on your shoulders. So walk those feet pretty close together. We are going to lift the right leg up any amount and drop your left heel down toward the floor. Then lower that right leg. Lift the left. If you need to have the opposite knee down on the mat, you can do that. It's a nice modification. Let your right heel drop to the floor. And then lower that left leg. Drop both knees down. Bring the hands next to the sides of the body for Balasana and drop the forehead down. This is our traditional child's pose position. Just relax your shoulders. We are going to come into Anahatasana, which is a big heart opener. It's similar to downward dog. It's actually called puppy pose. So it's a version of down dog that we do from our knees. So the hips will stay over the knees. You're not going to sit back like this. So you have the hip and knee alignment. And then you are going to walk your hands as far up as you can and bring your forehead back down to the floor. And you can do this from your chair, standing up. This is our last big stretch through the shoulders with the arms above the head. So for some folks, if you have the flexibility in your back and your shoulders, it starts to become a little bit of a back bend and the chest comes down and the chin is forward. That's not my favorite way to do the pose. I feel like there's a lot of pressure in your neck if not done correctly. So in my opinion, from the forehead is really nice. You can still do that little bit of a back bend by lifting your sitting bones up to the ceiling. All right, so very slowly and carefully start walking your hands in. And then we'll come to our Z-sit position. So Z-sit, we're sitting on the right hip. And you can place a little blanket underneath that hip, which will elevate the low side of your hip up so you can sit just a little bit more upright. You can use your block for that as well. Let's bring that right hand out to the side. Take the left arm up so you've got a nice straight diagonal line. And then we'll reach this hand underneath and look behind you. And then open out. So one more version of our thread the needle. And you could use the same options. You can have your hand behind your head. You can have your arm across your chest. Or that arm fully extended. And one more. Then inhale, reach up to hold. And as you exhale, pull your body up and side stretch to this side. Hold. You can grab a hold of your shin to pull yourself down a little bit if you need some help with that. Again, this arm can be down if it feels uncomfortable having it lifted. Then walk both hands right in front of you on the floor. And we can adjust the position of this knee to look more like pigeon. Walk the hands down and allow your chest to lower down in that modified pigeon. You can also slide that opposite leg behind you to come into full pigeon. And I'd like for you to somehow relax your head. And I love to use the block for this, just so you're not holding any tension in the back of your neck. Just about 3 or 4 more breaths here. Begin to rise back up. Now we'll take the upper body back, which gives us a stretch through this front quad. So your hands can come behind to support you. And we'll just lean the body back. I was always amazed by those folks in my yoga class that could just lay all the way down on their back in this stretch. I would say, oh, well, that's really nice. I don't think I'm going to be able to try that, but it's more of a knee thing for me, I think. No, it's stretching too. It's tight quads, tight hip flexors, and the knee. Whatever reason, we go to our own limitations. Okay, let's come on up and we'll switch our Z-sit. If you're using your prop, that blanket or block's going to go under your left hip. And you don't have to have the hip lifted. I think some folks can get a nice neutral hip without it. Take the left hand out, right hand up on a nice diagonal line. And then exhale, reach under. Option, hand at the head or across the chest. Or fully reaching. And one more. Inhale, uphold. And then use the side waist to lift up and stretch this opposite way. I have very little range of motion to go this way, so I like to use my hand just a little bit on the shin there. And bring both hands to the front. You can adjust the position of this front leg. And walk the hands down until you fold over that leg for a nice pigeon option. You can also slide that right leg straight back behind you. Come on down and, if you can, support your head right there on your block. You can also stack your fists and bring the head down. It's a little low for me. And just so we can relax the neck and not cause any tension in the upper back. Relax your jaw. Soften your gaze or close your eyes. Focus on your breathing. And just a couple more breaths. And slowly begin to lift the head, pressing yourself up. And then we'll reverse and take it back the other direction. Now, if this feels uncomfortable to support yourself upright on your shoulders here, you can always just grab this ankle and pull your leg back. And that's going to give you a stretch as well without supporting behind you. I do like the heart opener when the arms are behind. You can roll those shoulder blades together. expand through the chest and open the throat. All right, let's bring ourselves up. And then we will do a relaxing heart opener laying on the floor. Depending on what props you have, you can use a block, or you can roll up a towel or a blanket between your shoulder blades. I'm going to put it along this way, and maybe my block back here. So this blanket or block is going to go right between your shoulder blades as you lay back over it. And this is going to open the chest. Yeah, that's going to be fine without the block. So what we want to do is have our heart be up a little higher than the floor so our shoulders can open on either side of that prop. So what to do with the feet? We can have our knees bent. This might feel best for your back. You can let your knees touch in the middle. You can straighten your legs like Shavasana. Or maybe place the soles of the feet together and let the knees open into Baddha Konasana. So find a comfortable position that we can hold here for just a couple of minutes. And this is a common restorative pose, meaning that we have our body completely supported by our props so that we can totally relax. And we can allow the muscles to sink into the props, the connective tissue to lengthen, with our awareness on our breathing. And so as we hold, we'll do a counting breath. We'll be inhaling for 3 counts, holding the breath for 2, and exhaling for 5, which gives us 10 total counts. So exhale completely to start. Then inhale 3, 2, hold the breath, 2, exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 3, 2, 1. Hold 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just continue that breath pattern at your own pace. We'll take 2 or 3 more in this breath pattern. Finish one more round. Come back to a normal breath flow, and you can bring your hands into a different position that's less of a stretch on the shoulders, maybe across the belly. And then prepare to come to a seated position. the way that works best for you. Maybe bending the knees and rolling over onto one side and pressing up. So we're coming full circle to the way we began our practice. Just seated with good posture, and I just want you to bring your awareness to your shoulders, just noticing how everything's feeling today, the benefits of your yoga practice. And we'll close together by taking a nice big deep breath in. Press the palms and draw the thumbs into the heart center. As we pause to honor our hard work today, our dedication to our health, our fitness, our well-being, and the light and joy that resides